Hello, you gorgeous human. I've got something a little bit different to show you today. Now, if you've been here before, you will know that in almost every video I've ever posted, I have always started with the sentence, if you've been here before. This is going to be absolutely no different. But in one of my previous videos, the elephant in the room video that we try not to talk about, I mentioned that I had been feeling a little bit inconsistent. I haven't quite found a YouTube upload schedule that works for me yet, but I wanted to put something out because, again, it's been a little while, and things are a little bit hectic and busy in life at the moment, so I don't know how soon it will be before I can actually sit down and properly start a crafting project to show you my process from beginning to end. Yeah, life's a little bit too busy right now for that. I will be starting a crafting project soon. In fact, I've got loads and loads of projects that are all up here, but actually finding the time and the space to physically make a start on them is not something that is on the horizon over the coming next few days at least.
Hello, Editing Roz here, just jumping in using my shiny new microphone. Hopefully the sound quality is a little bit better than you're used to over here at Make Do Men. Anyway, if you have been here before, you will know that I usually try and pull together a carefully curated Spotify playlist of tracks when I put out a long form video, just music that I've been listening to while I've been making. I haven't even had time to curate you a playlist this time around, but I have been listening to music, particularly this album. It's a brand new album by an artist called Sipho. It's called Yearn. It's a pretty short album, only 7 tracks long, but my God, it is brilliant. My personal favourite is track number 5. Just please give it a go. I'll link it down in the description. You won't regret it. That voice, majestic.
However, I have got something that I want to show you. I accidentally went to a charity shop on the weekend. Had no intention of going there. I just went to the supermarket. But the person who I was with suggested that we go to the Shed, which, again, if you've been here before, you'll know what I'm referring to when I say the Shed. There's an age-concerned charity shop that's located on the same site as our local tip or dump, so that if you've got things that you don't want anymore but they're still usable, you can drop them off at the charity shop as you're going through the tip and just dispose of things that are obviously broken and unusable, but to give the things that are still usable a chance at a second life. So the Shed is one of my favourite places to go and find all sorts of stuff. And this weekend's trip was no different. Again, I had no intention of going there, but I spent a little bit of money. Let me show you what I spent that money on. Here we go. Right, so one of the things that I picked up was this brand new ball of Paintbox metallic yarn, which, as you can see on screen here, I'm going to show you with some of these some of these purchases. I've actually been online and looked at sellers in the UK and how much these products are currently retailing for, just to give you an idea, a rough idea of the value of everything that's in my bag. This is the bag of treasure that I managed to accidentally purchase at the Shed on the weekend. So yeah, this Paintbox yarn, obviously you can see on screen the kind of typical price. Now I've already got in mind a couple of projects that I want to use this yarn for. I'm not going to give too much away other than, you see how it's actually a very similar colour. Perhaps not to my hair now because the hair dye is washed out, it needs redoing. But when my hair is dyed, you see how similar that yarn looks to my hair. So yeah, that's a little bit of a clue of an upcoming project, not one that's coming very soon because I've got other projects that I want to prioritise first. But as soon as I saw that, I thought, I know what I'm going to do with that. What else did I find? This isn't necessarily something that I'm going to use in a crafting project, but I couldn't resist. I just think it's one of the best things I've ever bought in all my life. It's a pack of napkins, but can you see the designs on the napkins? The idea is that you'd lay this napkin out on your lap while you're having your dinner, and it looks like you're eating your dinner wearing your pants. Again, brand new, still sealed inside the box. You can see that I've managed to find a place that's selling this product, in case you're interested, and how much it retails for. But yeah, don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but whatever it is, I'm going to have a lot of fun. Right, what next? Again, another brand new item that's in its package is the Stitcher's Friend triangular prism ruler from the Craft Collection. I wasn't able to find this exact one online, but as you can see, I've inserted a picture here of something that's similar. But yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. It's got measurements on it because it's a ruler. But yeah, this is going to be really, really useful because obviously, usually when you've got a ruler, it's flat, it's 2D, so you have to kind of be looking over the top of whatever you're measuring. With this, I can put it on my little table in front of me and I can read the measurement without having to actually bend over what I'm measuring. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, that was a nice little find. Don't know if I'll ever use it because I've seemed to have done perfectly well with 2D rulers for the last 46 years of my life. But it could come in handy. We shall see. What else have I got? I have got a load of fabric scraps. Love this cat one. I'm not usually a cat person historically, but as I'm getting older, I'm starting to like cats more and more. I'm starting to meet more cats that I really like. So whilst I am firmly still in the dog camp, given that I have my little Ginger and little Coco, cats are far more quickly becoming my thing than they used to be. Got some butterflies. We've got some nice little houses, buildings, dogs. There's some nice little peace signs here. There's all sorts of fabric in here that I am planning to use for appliques, potentially. That's my plan at this stage. Again, if you've watched previous videos, there was a particular short where I mentioned that I'd been to the shed. This was going back a month or so ago, with the mission to buy a new office chair, which I found. But I also accidentally bought 2 great big sacks that were above my waist height, full of clothes, that I'm going to upcycle. That's the plan, when I get around to it. So when I was looking at all of these really lovely, colourful fabrics, I thought, well, I know there's definitely some kids' clothes up in those bags. So maybe I could have a go at some needle turn applique on some of them. Now, obviously I couldn't find the value of this fabric online because it's all just random scraps, but I weighed it and it weighs around about the same as just over the weight of 3 fat quarter bundles. Fat quarter bundles are typically around about a £5, so I've probably got about 15 quid's worth of fabric there in total. So yeah, that's nice. Oh, this is nice and interesting. All of these, make sure I find them all because there are more than one. This is waxed cotton cord for jewellery making. So I've got one brand new sealed spool here. I've got another one that is brand new. You can tell there's barely any being used off it. It's not in the plastic packaging, but another brand new one there. Again, another here, which looks as though not very much has been taken off it. Another one here. And then there's a couple of little baggies here of stuff that has been used, but there's still a fair amount of it. So I've probably got about 5.5 spools worth of waxed cotton thread, which is typically used for jewellery making. So might be what I use it for. Don't know. We'll see. What else did I find? are loads and loads and loads of bias binding of various different widths and colours. Again, dressmaking is not something that I have done a huge amount of. And to my mind, bias binding is typically used when making clothing. I might make use of it when making bags. I don't know. But anyway, managed to pick up all of these different bias binding. I don't know how much is on them. But yeah, too much of a bargain to pass up even. What else did I get? Oh, I got 3 brand new balls of this. It's kind of a lace weight cotton, 100% cotton yarn. I'm trying to show you how thin this yarn is because, like I say, it is kind of a lace weight. It's really skinny thin. I'd say it's probably about the same thickness as embroidery floss, to be honest. In fact, yeah, it does seem to be made up of 6 single thread plies. Yeah, it's pretty much embroidery floss, but obviously 3 nice big balls of it. I could not tell you how much yarn is on each ball. Oh no, I could. It's 140 meters per ball. I was going to say because most of the text on the label is in Chinese. But yeah, it does clearly say 140 meters. I need to open my eyes a little bit. So that's great. What else did I get? Oh, there's some more bias binding there. Oh, a couple of bits of ribbon, not a huge amount, but I'm pretty sure they're both vintage. And again, I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I couldn't say no. Look at that one. That looks to be proper 70s. At least the design is. Again, I don't know if it really is a vintage piece of ribbon or if it's used a pattern or print that's vintage, but I've got a good, just shy of a, well, no, it probably is about a metre. I don't know. Let me see if I can fold it into what I think looks like feet. So we've got around about just under 4 feet, which is just over a yard. Anyway. And here's the other one. This one's lovely. Again, no idea if this one's vintage, but it's got that kind of a look to it. And that one's a bit of a longer length. I'd say that one's probably a couple of yards. What else? Oh, I got a load of stamps, wooden stamps. I should have unpacked the bag onto the little table in front of me before actually hitting record. So this video has a little bit more continuity, but still new, still learning. Forgive me, my unpreparedness. Anyway, so how many stamps did I actually get? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I couldn't find the exact set of stamps online, but I found something vaguely similar. But the ones that I'm really excited about are, I'm only going to show you a few. I'm most excited about these ones because they're all little fairies. Look. Oh, oops. So yeah, again, no idea what I'm going to do with them. But whatever it is, it's going to be beautiful because who doesn't love fairies? So that's good. Oh, I've got another ball of yarn. It's probably not a full ball. It hasn't got a label on. I've got no idea where it comes from, what the composition is. I don't think it's a full ball, but I just fell for it. I think it's really pretty. Very fine. It feels like it probably is acrylic, but as you can see, it's got some really lovely multicoloured sequins. So whatever I make with that's going to be sparkly and real nice, I reckon. Oh, there's another bias binding. Oh, and another bias binding. Quite a lot of bias binding, considering I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh well. I've got this fun little protractor that's got a twirly bit on it. I've never seen a protractor with a twirly bit on it, but I figure it's going to help me measure angles when I'm quilting more accurately. Don't know, we'll see. This little plastic baggie that has probably, I don't know if this was purchased as a set, but in there we've got all sorts of stuff. Got a spool of thread, got a brand new pack of hand sewing needles, got a load of stitch markers. Oh, we've got a couple of plastic tapestry needles, which I really like for weaving in tails on crochet projects. Got a needle gauge, which I've never ever had in my life, and now I can say I've got a needle gauge. It's got a tape measure, it's got a couple of big safety pins, it's got loads in there. A little box of affirmation cards, because one day, don't hold me to this because I don't know when it's going to happen, but I would like to think that one day I might be able to produce makes that are of a high enough quality that people might like to buy them. So my plan is, when I get to that point and I'm packaging up people's orders to send to them, I can just pop a nice little affirmation card in there. So that's my plan for those currently. Could change. Who knows? A few beads, a few of the bits of thread, little box of seed beads. Now, again, on screen I've shown just a few of these items, current retail price if you were to buy online. And the ones that I could find online equate to just shy of about 50 quid. So how much do you think all of this came to? I'm going to hold for a minute while I put all of this away and give you time to jump into the comments and give your best estimate of how much you think I paid for all of those goodies, plus a couple of others that I think would bore you to death if I completely emptied the bag. Do you want to know? Do you want me to tell you how much all of that cost? 4 of your finest English pounds, British pounds, as I should say. 4 quid. All of that, plus the few little bits that I didn't even bother showing you, all inside this bag, which again, this gift bag was brand new. That probably isn't going to be reusable now because it's a bit creased up. The whole lot, including the bag. When I got to the till, I said, look, I've got all kinds of stuff in there. I don't know how you're going to take it out to count it all up. And the beautiful person behind the till just said, you know what? 4 quid for the lot. And I was absolutely made up with that. I threw my money at her. So yeah, I know that was a little bit of a different video from what I've put out on Make Do Men so far, but it's a brand new channel, so we can always, you know, include new things as we go, and as I get feedback on the kinds of things that you want to see, I'll make sure that that's what I bring to you. But in lieu of having a craft project that I can show you from beginning to end, I thought I'd at least bring you something and show you that you absolutely can enjoy creative hobbies, but do so in a sustainable way and in a way that isn't too expensive. That can be a real barrier, can't it, sometimes? A barrier to crafting, to making, to creativity. If you've chosen a project where the materials you need to even make a start on that project are going to cost you, well, more expendable income than you can afford to spend. Again, I just wanted to show you that if you're willing to root around some charity shops and just dig around, we must have been in there for a good half an hour. The person I was with was probably getting a little bit pissed off with the fact that every time I pulled a box down off a shelf, I was like, oh, I'm just going to root through this one. And you have to be willing to put the work in, but you can absolutely find treasure. So I'm chuffed to bits with my thrift bag, and I'd love to hear if you are also a thrifter and what kind of treasures you have found recently at an absolute steal of a price. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and I promise I will be back pretty soon with a project. But yeah, TTFN, and I love you loads. Ta-ra, bab.